Live at the Gateway Buick GMC Studios, Tim McKernan, Jimmy the Cat Hayes, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, and the Plow Iggy Monster, the Plow Ning working the ones and twos. Iggy's in here. And also, Doug, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a man in the corner with a camera.
Oh, yeah, I saw Brendan. Hello, Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan Marks.
Yeah.
He is shooting this for the insideSTL news team, and our listeners will get a chance to see the wonderful Ariana Marie and Jack Spade here in studio with us. Ariana, good morning.
Good morning.
It's great to have you here, but you had a hotel water issue this morning. What's going on?
I think they're just working on the plumbing or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, but it actually came on like right before we left, so.
Isn't that exciting that we have running water?
Water is a precious resource in St. Louis. This is desert land here, and any water we can get, we must save, or, it'll disappear.
Thank you.
We just recently got running water in this city.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
Most of the rest of the country has had it for, a couple hundred years, not us.
Have you ever been to St. Louis?
I haven't, no.
And what do you think of our fair city so far?
It's cold. But I grew up in Florida, so.
It just got cold. It's been like 50, 60 degrees until this week.
Yeah, sorry about the weather.
time,
You guys land and it's like 30-something today, I think. It's miserable. And you're coming.
My mittens this morning.
You're born in Florida.
Yes.
Correct? Where in Florida?
Well, not born in Florida. I'm sorry, Dallas. I was born in Dallas, but raised in Florida.
So in the Tampa area?
Clearwater, Tampa.
Clearwater, okay. And that's where you lived all the way up until moving for the adult industry?
Right.
So how did it go from you were like modeling to the adult industry? What was that decision? Because that's something that Doug's wrestling with right now.
Not really. I did my years with Playgirl, but I'm done now.
Clip that off. Plotting.
Honestly, I don't. It was kind of weird how I got in because I was on Facebook one night and these guys in Tampa were like, "Hey, how would you like to make $5K in a week?" I'm like, yeah, because
that's how I hired Cam Jansen.
Because I've been working waitressing jobs. So I met up with them, and at the time it seemed legit, but that's how I got in, and then...
It seems like there's an important thing that got left out there. So you're on Facebook, and all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, would you like to make $5,000 a week?" Doug, what does that come to? 275,000-ish a year?
Oh, something like that.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's not bad.
So did they explain? What the?
In long story short, they didn't really know what they were doing. They were just trying to get a bunch of girls to take out to LA to start an agency. They weren't licensed or bonded or anything like that. So
it sounds like a good idea. It sounds like you say, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah, well, I didn't know any of that until I started getting on set, and people were asking me.
So you're in Tampa or you're in LA at this point?
I was in LA at this point, and I was shooting, and then I started realizing, you have to be licensed and bonded. They should be taking 40% from you. And,
they were taking 40%. Jim Hayes Enterprises.
Yeah, so I kind of figured that out, and then I ended up leaving their agency. Agency.
Yeah, I see. I noticed you're using air quotes.
Yeah, air quotes. And got with a better one.
I see. So you're already out there. So did they take a bunch of girls from Tampa to LA? Did that wind up actually happening, or did it wind up just being you?
It was a handful of girls.
Anybody who's still in the industry?
Yeah, Keisha Gray was.
Keisha Gray, who has been on this radio program. Doug, remember Keisha Gray?
Yeah.
I remember the name.
She was like yelling at somebody in the background when she was on with us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
She didn't have water either.
I think that was the issue. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think she might be the only one that's still in the industry performing. A lot of the other girls kind of either made their money and left, or I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the NFL, Doug. It's a short shelf life.
Right. But that's a pretty big step, just to be goofing around on Facebook, and the next thing you know, you're in the porn industry.
I know.
That's what's happening on the fan page.
Well, it was weird because they kind of sugarcoated it in a way. They didn't exactly tell me it was porn when I was talking with them.
What did they say it was?
Well, they said it was. They're like, "Oh, it's a video, but no one in the United States is gonna see it." And
red flag.
And of course, me being naive, I believe them. So, and then I get on set and there's like a girl there, and then this guy shows up, and I'm like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm the male talent." I'm like, "What?" And So
what did you think you were going to be doing?
I don't know. I thought I was just shooting a video. I didn't know if it was
But was it a
like-
video where you knew you were going to be nakers?
Like, I knew I was going to be naked, but they didn't tell me that it was going to be with, like, a girl and a guy.
Oh, you
or
were
anything.
hoodwinked.
Doug, that's the less popular MFF.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was kind of tricked, so I started crying on set. And then...
So then I imagine you get up and you leave and you say, I'm not doing
Well,
this.
I was more upset because they didn't tell me exactly what it was.
It's a bait and switch.
Right. And then they were kind of like threatening me. They're like, oh, we're going to tell your family. We're going to do this if you don't do it. And I'm like,
So far,
I
it
had to
sounds
think-
like
I had to, like,
so far it sounds like you've been enslaved in some sort of sex ring.
well, yeah, I know, right? So they're like, if the people on set were actually kind of cool. They're like, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I'm like, okay. So I sat there for an hour and I thought about it. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. And I had fun doing it. So I kept doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you consider that your first scene? Because I think your first scene was
It
with
was.
Giselle and Danny Mountain, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Doug,
it.
what
who
the
it was?
hell is
I was
this?
like, and it was funny because Danny Mountain,
It's like Bill James of the San Fernando Valley.
Danny Mountain's so funny because he was like, if you don't want to do this, then you don't have to do this, and you know, he's, you know.
Well, that seems reasonable.
So I'm like, he's like, it's going to be on the internet. Everyone's going to see it. Your family's going to see it. Everyone's going to see it. So I'm like, okay.
so then at that point, Danny Mountain says that, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Well, that's when I started crying, and I was like, all right, I need to think about this for a second. And
What were they
then
paying you? Let me ask you that. What were they paying you for that first deal? What was going?
My first scene, I think I got $1,200.
$1,200,
Yeah.
Doug. Would you be on
Mine-
the internet
yeah.
for $1,200?
Probably so. But and your parents, I'm sure they were thrilled with the idea of you not knowing who these people were and just going to L.A. and then, oops, I'm in the porn industry.
Yeah, my parents didn't know for about a year, and then
What did you tell them you were doing?
I told them I was modeling.
You had modeling jobs in L.A.,
Yeah.
so they were excited about it.
They were excited, but then my mom, I think, my mom's so smart. She knows
Hard to get
what-
anything by that
I'm
gal.
not good at lying, so like I think she slowly started figuring out like, okay, I'm not seeing any photos of her modeling stuff, and
That would have been easy for you to fake, though.
Yeah, and maybe she just has a Brazzers
well,
subscription.
yeah. I would show her some of like my pretty girls that were still like clothed. So I was like, oh yeah, here's like, this is what I'm doing, and then but
sure.
yeah, so
You're doing ads for JCPenney in the catalog or something.
yeah, exactly. But then I got blackmailed to them.
What?
The
Oh,
people,
really?
the people that were.
What was this, like a mafia or something? What were these guys?
Sounds like
Yeah, it really
right?
does. It sounds like
Yeah.
actually a lovely little premise for a film. Not a stag film, but an actual Hollywood
There's
film.
probably a lot of stories that end badly that begin with, well, I was just goofing around on Facebook one night, and
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they sent an anonymous letter to my parents' house in the mail.
that
Oh
they
my
were going
God.
to tell your parents what you were doing.
Well, it was a picture of me during a scene. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on the air, but it was
No,
like,
Oh, you got to be careful on the language.
okay,
The
it was a.
that didn't help. What it did is it didn't help. Yeah, Doug, it was a scene with multiple friends getting together for mouth pleasure.
Sorry.
I think that's how you're taught to say it at the Missouri Journalism
Okay.
I think the
School.
Blues will take the Lightning tonight. They're hot at home. 10-1 and 2 at home.
So it
There's
was
a lot of people in the scene.
There were a lot of friends getting together,
Yeah.
and it wound up being fun.
Yeah.
But so you do the one scene, and then at that point you're like, okay, that's enough. I'm going back to Tampa. This was a bait and switch. But what happens?
Well, they sent the letter, and then my mom found out, and yeah, I ended up coming home for a few months, and I didn't shoot for a while, and then I ended up going back and shooting more because at that point they knew, and my parents were. Well, my mom was mad because I didn't tell them what I was doing.
Right.
But I was like, how am I supposed to tell you I'm doing porn?
Yeah. How do you have that conversation?
So she was upset with me for about a week, and then I went back out to start shooting again, and it was a little bit easier at that point because I didn't have to kind of hide it anymore.
Yeah.
And my parents are supportive to a certain extent, obviously, but they just don't want to know, obviously, the details of what I'm
Of
doing.
the industry.
Yes.
Probably not.
Now, when you got to be a big player in
This
the
is Ariana. This is the plowing right here.
Great to meet you,
Hi.
by the way.
Hi,
And so when you
Susan.
got well-known nationally in the industry, were there any ex-boyfriends before the porn industry that tried to get in contact with you or
Yeah.
call you out?
Yeah, they found out, and they like sent me when they found out, they sent me pictures to my phone, and they're like, "Hope it was worth it," and everything. I'm just like, But yeah.
But you go out there, and not only are you doing it, but you wind up becoming a star in the industry. How did that happen? Like, I mean, how does somebody go from just like doing it to becoming what you are? And Doug, you were saying she has 466,000 Twitter followers.
That's a lot of followers.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I don't know. I just I'd go on set and just be professional and have fun with what I was doing. And then our industry's so small, so I guess just word of mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was weird how I got.
Were you
big.
and Keisha friends, or did you just happen to be from Tampa and you were on this trip out to L.A.?
Well, she's from Tampa, and then when she got with the agency, the air quotes,
air quotes agency.
we weren't like, I wouldn't say we were like close friends, but like we were more like we'd go out to LA together, we'd shoot, and then we'd come back. But then we kind of lost touch over the years, I guess, with her staying with a different agency and me going and doing my
These agencies are key. You get a bad agency and all hell can break loose, as you experienced.
Yeah.
But even out there, I hear tell.
Yeah, it's you got to pick your agents pretty.
Doug, pick your
well.
agents wisely.
Oh, yeah. I always
Wisely.
thought that.
You have an older sister and an older brother, I think, right?
Yeah.
Do you worry that, your brother's watching porn or his friends are watching porn and they come across their sister?
Well, he was talking to my brother over Thanksgiving, and he's like, "Damn, I'm sorry." He's like,
Damn's cool.
okay.
The other word, no.
Yeah,
Okay, the other
probably
word, no. He's like, your brother knows a lot about brazzers and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, hopefully he doesn't, watch my stuff. It would be kind of.
Yeah, you never
He
want
knew
that.
a lot. Yeah, he knew
That'd be a
a
little
lot.
creepy.
Yeah, that would
But-
be. Ariana Marie is our guest in studio. Doug, 466,000 Twitter followers in St. Louis to appear, of course, on this radio program this morning, and then also tonight at Hot Shots in South County. And then she is featuring at Country Rocks. Are you going to dance to country music? Do you do that, or is that a difficult thing to do? Is country music proper for scripting?
Well, I have a bunch of different outfits, different like themes, and I do have one like little cowgirl outfit. So I'm gonna wear that one. I don't know which show I'm gonna do it for, but yeah, I with that outfit I dance to country music. But most of my outfits are, they're different. So it's different variety,
different genres, Doug.
Right.
Different
exactly
different genres. So as I was briefing you and Jack, when we do these live shows, there'll be a bunch of people there tonight at Hot Shots in South County. The show will start around 6:45, and you'll do a segment or two with us. And there's a gentleman who has, what would you describe it as, Doug, when we do these shows for hashtag FFF? A gentleman who, how would you describe?
Oh, it's just more or less a mild appreciation for feet.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's a fetish.
Right.
By any stretch.
Not at all. Thank
Just
you.
Rather, it's almost so mild it's not even worth mentioning.
So when we do this, what he likes to do is talk with the ladies, such as yourself, Ariana, and then potentially caress or more your feet proper. How do you feel about that?
Well, I do actually like my feet rubbed with a sock on. It's really weird.
Now, what's that about, Doug? Because you were saying you have an appreciation for the
No,
sock.
I don't.
Oh, I thought no, you were saying it was Captain Jack who interviewed Ariana.
Captain Jack, who
is Captain Jack?
he's all over the place.
Yeah, he does a bunch of interviews with the girls in the industry.
Is he a performer?
I don't think so.
He's just a journalist.
Yeah, I
he's
think
the Mike
so.
Wallace of the industry.
Yeah.
So in this interview, what happened, Iggy?
Well, you were talking about fetishes, and you said the one thing is it turns me on when a guy's playing with my feet, especially when I have a sock on and he starts rubbing in between my toes.
Yeah.
So we were just thinking tonight maybe the listeners can bring some socks for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring a sock too. Cause
Doug, won't that be fun? Our
outside.
listeners are going to bring socks.
Opened up a can of worms there, Iggy.
I didn't. I don't have a foot fetish.
Yeah,
This
but
is Jennings.
You don't think there's going to be 1,000 people lined up with holding socks?
No, I mean, I'm hoping that they bring like maybe Cardinal socks and still in the bag. They haven't been open. I don't want used socks up there. You don't like used socks?
No,
right?
not used socks.
No, I don't think
You better bring your. You may want to bring your own.
Yeah.
I'll bring my own.
Yeah, it's a BYOS party tonight in Hot Shot, South County. If our listeners have any questions or comments, they're welcome to sound off 855 Cub Talk. The phone number is 855 Cub Talk, 855-282-8255. That is how you can get involved here. 855-282-8255 on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Ariana Marie feature dancing at the Country Rocks on Friday and Saturday, and then tonight she will be at Hot Shots in South County with us for TMA Live. Ariana, of the people that you have worked with, who have you enjoyed working with the most, both in the male category and the female category?
Well, female category, I really like working with Abigail Mack. She's
Abigail Mack, Doug.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with her work, but I'm
No?
sure she's a fine performer.
Oh, she is. She just really loves girls. And she always, anytime we work together, it's always a really good scene. So, she'd be my girl. And for my guy, oh boy.
Mr. Pete.
Mr. Pete. Yeah, you know what? He's
Wow,
a good
Iggy, how do you know this stuff? How do
I
you
do
know
research. I
this?
watch movies and I do research. That's one of the movies I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sakes.
That was a good scene.
Well, co-eds with sexy feet I enjoyed too.
Excuse me? That was the title of a film?
Co-eds with sexy feet.
Doug, have you seen Co-eds with Sexy Feet?
Was Mr. Pete in that one?
No.
He wasn't.
And I don't think I have like a specific favorite male performer.
Plowhawk, you do, actually, ironically.
Oh, and she's
Yeah.
worked with your boy.
Manuel is my personal favorite. Just the longevity, and he still is very attractive. As I think
Okay,
he's
easy does it, Plowsy.
mid 40s, early 40s. I'm not for sure his age, but he's fantastic.
Yeah, Manuel, he's super big.
Okay.
I have no comment to that. I that's not exactly why I like him. I like his performing ability.
Yeah.
But yes, he's
He is a very good performer. But I mean, all the guys that I work with, they're all pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say one's better than the other because, their job's actually really hard,
Yeah, well that's the
But-
goal anyway. Iggy,
Okay.
You also like that Lexington Steel Plowing. You also kind of fascinated by his work, a Syracuse guy. You're a big Syracuse.
I mean, I think everybody that studies game tape of these porn stars knows who Lexington Steel is. I don't think I'm as big a fan as you are. However,
I have respect for him. I have respect for him. Doug, he's kind of like a guy who's been in the game for a while, and you know what you do? If you see him, you tip your cap.
I mean, do girls ever get intimidated? I guess we call them Lex.
You're having a huge show today,
I'm
sir.
just saying, maybe the first time they've experienced something like that,
Okay,
do they get a
Plowsy.
little intimidated?
All right.
I wouldn't know. I've never worked with them, but
Plowboy,
I
but
hear
apparently
he's-
you have.
No, I haven't. Like I said, reviewing game tape.
Right.
That's
Have you
key.
worked with? I always bring her up because she's one of my favorites. Have you worked with Dillian Harper?
You really
I
have a thing for her.
haven't,
You
but
haven't?
What's the
no,
deal
I
with her?
really would like to.
I love her.
She's so cute. I love her.
Clip that. What's
You
your
kind of
relationship with?
remind me of her actually.
Uh-oh, Doug.
Just,
what's
just be
going on
kind
here?
of the girl next door look and
Yeah. No, I've had actually a lot of my Twitter fans, followers. They really want to see us together, but we've never been put together.
How does that happen? Like oftentimes there's boxing matches and people say I want to see so and so fight so and so. In your industry, how does that happen?
I
Who puts it together? Who puts the fights together, so to speak?
I guess the
Can you
directors.
say I want to work
but-
with Dillian Harper, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, there you are?
Yeah, I mean, like now, I guess like if a company wants to shoot me and they're like, oh, like for instance, I've worked for Holly Randall before, and she's like, give me a list of girls that you want to work with. So at that moment, I kind of have I guess a say in
Right.
who I want to work with.
It's a good position to be
but-
in.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, she's gonna pick.
Right.
So
a good agent, and as we're learning, there are bad ones out there.
There are very bad ones.
Give me that Holly's number. I'll get this together.
Okay.
Oh, Iggy, you're a mover and a shaker now. All of a sudden, texts are coming in fast and furious here for questions for Ariana Marie, who is going to be at Hot Shots tonight. Hot Shots South County is where we're doing our show around 6:45, and then featuring at Country Rocks. Come on by and see her. We will be there hanging out this weekend as well. Country Rocks used to be PTs. Ariana, when you look at Doug, does he turn you on like he turns me on? Thanks. That's from the White Collar Gangster. Ariana, there's her first question.
Yes.
You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer these questions that come on text. You don't have to.
Let's see what else we have here. Ask this lovely lass what her favorite French fry is. I bet it's the waffle fry. Doug, that comes from the reverse Apache Master.
Right. We discuss fries a lot on this program.
Do you like a good French fry, and if so, from where and what kind?
I do like a good French fry, and I would say from Chick-fil-A, yes, the waffle.
Wow, a waffle fry.
Sure they are.
Let's see. Does Ariana believe that Mickey Rooney never consummated his marriage to Ava Gardner? Thanks. That's from the Dogtown Astro
Nice
fan.
question.
Sounds like a Jay question tonight.
Very topical.
What are her thoughts on the swirl? I'm asking for a friend. That's from Manchild79.
Swirl.
Doug, what does that mean?
Would that be interracial?
That's
all I can think.
I think that's right, especially considering it's coming from Manchild79.
Yeah, I believe
you would
that's what it
probably
is.
think that's what's going on.
I think that's it.
I had a
That'd be-
completely different thought. We won't get.
Well, like an ice cream cone swirl is chocolate and vanilla.
I was thinking more of a gyrating motion.
Okay, Plowsy.
Boy,
Counterclockwise.
Plowboy, you're having a
clockwise.
huge show.
That was on a Seinfeld episode, wasn't it? Yeah.
Let's see what else we
Counterclockwise
got. Doug, a
swirl.
lot of questions are coming in. Ask her what she thinks about glory holes. That's from
Okay.
Timmy the Tickler.
Oh, glory holes.
They don't exist.
Doug doesn't believe they
They don't-
exist. Do you
they
think
don't.
they exist?
They don't exist.
Well, I did a scene that was glory.
No, it's just a movie.
scene.
You know, flying monkeys don't exist either, but I've seen it in a movie.
Yeah, she's on Facebook, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a glory
Stay
hole.
off that Facebook. Now, do people recognize when you were in St. Louis? Do people stop?
Yeah, has
you and
anybody
say-
recognized you?
No, I don't really get recognized too often.
No, you're wearing the librarian glasses. Is that a fair to say? It's a studious look, Doug. Would you say it's a studious look?
Yeah, you look like you're working on a startup high-tech company in the Central West End or something. You've got that look.
No, I don't get recognized too often. I only got recognized twice in Vegas, and that was at the DMV. And it was like
You
some
were getting
young,
a new driver's license.
yeah. It was like some young kids, and I'm sitting there listening for my number, and I'm not thinking I'm Ariana Marie. I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm waiting for my real name to be called, and they're like, "Hey, you're on Twitter, aren't you?" And I'm sitting there listening to my number, and I'm like, "What? No?" And they're like, "Wait, so you don't do films?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, "Oh, can we get a picture with you?" I'm like, "Okay." So, and then I got recognized that one time when we played that zombie apocalypse thing. Remember?
What is this, Doug? What is zombie apocalypse?
I don't know.
He took me, I think it was for Valentine's Day, he took me to go shoot some zombies. And one of the zombies came up to me and was like, "Hey, you're Ariana, aren't you?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, hey." And he's like, "I just wanted to say hi." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I just shot you with a bunch of
Now,
like."
do you run your own Twitter account, or do you have somebody do that for you?
466,000 Twitter followers.
Do you find that I follow Jill Cassidy. I think me and Tim discussed that. There's a lot of weird, crazy, creepy Twitter guys that send like diamond bracelets and like want used panties. Have you ever ran into like an extreme crazy Twitter that people you have to block or?
Yeah, well, I've blocked people that send me like photos that I don't want to see.
Sure, me too.
That's like, that's like my main thing. I block a bunch of people for that. But yeah, I get the ones that are like, "Oh, can I have your your Chuck Taylors from your first scene?"
That was
and
probably from
everything,
Jennings.
and-
That was probably from
You
Jennings.
could probably sell that stuff for a lot of money, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just like, I don't know. I like to hang on to it.
You hang on to all your stuff from your scenes?
Yeah, well,
Really?
pretty much. Yeah, and well, I mean,
So
I have them bagged up.
you got a closet full of strappies.
Oh, jeez.
I have a lot of my stuff bagged up in the closet, but I just haven't gotten around to sell it or anything. So I don't know. I could probably get a lot of money for it.
Have you always worn the glasses? Was that a look maybe in Naughty
No, it's
Bookworm
just-
or just kept them
The
on? Or what?
naughty bookworm. I like that, Iggy.
Oh yes, look at
That was a
you.
sequel
You know
to The
all
Nutty
my
Professor.
stuff.
Iggy, you're having a one. You and Plowhawk, you're just having huge shows here today.
I watch her movies. I'm not. People know I watch porn.
Okay.
No, I
I'm
understand
not trying
that,
to hide
but
that.
the term
I'm a
naughty
big-
bookworm was
But I'm a
wonderful.
big fan of the movies that I've watched. I remember the titles.
Timmy the Tickler's back with another question, Doug.
Oh, great.
Ask her if I should grow my man bush out.
No.
Thanks. That's from Timmy the Tickler. How do you feel about shrubs on bros,
I
bro?
don't like it.
Yeah.
No,
it's
I don't like
yeah.
It doesn't feel good.
What about the shrub coming back with female performers?
Oh.
It seems
okay.
like what's that about? Iggy, do you know Ariana?
I don't know.
I don't have any. so I don't know.
Personally, I don't know. I mean, I have a little like patch,
Right.
but I
The
keep
Ledoux
it,
patch covered the 590 The Man press
Yeah,
conference.
that was something different. That was a website.
I keep it trimmed though, so I don't like it. Like, oh,
Hey, I don't know why that came back.
I don't know either.
When you work with females and they got that going, do you go, oh, this is going to be a rough day at the office? Is that what you think? That's what I would think.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've worked with a girl that's had like a full on.
Shrub.
Easy.
So I think I've lucked out, but I mean, I've seen some girls that just like they just grow it all out. I'm like,
I don't know why that is. What a terrible thing to come back. This Doug comes from Grimy from South County. He asks this question. I'm nervous about being naked on TV, so how do I get over that so I can do a bottoming scene with my boyfriend to make a little jack? That's Grimy from South County. Any advice for Grimy, Ariana?
Geez, I don't.
Would you like me to suspend him for the question?
You're going to go ahead and take
Yeah.
liberties, it looks like, Doug.
Grimy from South County has been suspended. He's been suspended a period of 2 days' time, and his name is going into the Llewellyn's Pub suspension logule.
Ariana, have you ever worked with Brooke Banner? This comes from Ray King.
Brooke Banner, no.
I have not worked with Brooke Banner.
No.
Lana Rhodes gotten a lot of attention on this program, and Iggy, why is that? She's been like the interview you've been trying to get, but has been tough. And then we had Blair Williams on, right? And we had
Blair.
You like Blair?
I've done. She was in my first. Well, she was playing like an
Congratulations on that.
scene. Sorry, but yeah, she's super cool.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Blair's Bananas on Twitter. But we asked her about Lana, and we also asked Keisha about Lana, and they both were just like, oh, like Lana. What's the deal with that? What's going on with that?
I don't know.
Do you know her?
I don't know her personally. I've seen her on Twitter and stuff. But I think I don't
But
know.
you seem to get along with everybody. Does everybody get along with everybody in the industry, or is there like catty crap going on? Little
It's
cliques. What's going
freaking
on?
Catty.
Is it really?
I think so. I don't know. I keep to myself. I don't like the drama or anything, but a lot of girls start drama for no reason, it feels like.
Really?
And I think that's what happened with Lana. She came out. She became so popular so early.
Yeah.
And she was only, 19 years old? And
She was a Spiegler girl.
yeah, he doesn't like her either. But
Spielberg?
I think
Did you say Spielberg?
Yep, E.T.
Spiegler.
Oh,
Spiegler.
different
Girl?
guy. Okay.
yeah, and I just think a lot of girls were in the industry just don't like that when a youngster comes on and gets all the attention. And
I thought she was really pretty. I thought I don't know if is she still performing or anything.
she just did what you said a
Iggy,
minute
you and her
ago.
were emailing yesterday.
Yes, what you just said a minute ago. We had a dump. She's doing that with 5 dudes, and that's her new.
Oh.
That's her new comeback.
One. There we go. Hot shots. Thank
And now
you.
I have a question on
This is
that.
a clowning. He's having a huge show.
Now I watch a lot of porn, and the thing is, what happens after the set? Let's say you have a huge, you have a moresome 5 or 6 guys, and you really hit it off. You guys had a great scene. They're like high fives, handshakes.
Great question.
They do
Like, what
elbow.
happens after the set? Do you guys go for like happy hour for drinks?
Well, you're having a huge show.
Because sometimes I would think it would be a little awkward if you don't know the person.
I would get
Yeah.
shower first, and then
Well, probably.
Yeah, shower first, and then afterwards, we just kind of like elbow it. We're like, oh, good job, thanks.
Elbow it.
Elbow.
We got to elbow it after the show today because I feel like we've had a good one.
Yeah.
But
Elbows only because you don't want to get too personal.
yeah, and then like you do that too with like the crew too, because like you're. Even though you just took a shower, they're like they don't want to like hug you or anything, so they just
Really?
do the elbow. Yeah.
Man, I like this. We're learning things. Is what we're doing. We're learning things. Ariana is going to be at Hot Shot South County tonight with us for TMA Live. You're going back to your hotel in the Plownings whip. And we're gonna record that right here with the wonderful Brendan Marks, who is shooting this for insideSTL News Team. And Plowning, you're going to talk it over with Ariana and kind of show her sights and sounds of St. Louis, maybe Grant's Farm. Hey, we've got an arch As Jack was noting, we used to have a football team. You can see the warehouse they used to play. It's right by where you guys are staying.
And I apologize in advance. I don't know if you're treated to the finer things in life. My car is a pile, though. So I tried to clean it out as much as possible.
Did you clean it up or anything?
A little bit. So I apologize. It's no Rolls Royce or Mercedes, but it'll do. And I'll be more than happy to give you a ride back to your hotel.
Well, what a gentleman.
Good, thank you.
And I think we're going to do a casting couch, too, or whatever we call it.
Well, it's an interview. A casting couch would probably be something different in this particular...
Couch talk.
Thank you very much. Couch Talk with Iggy and the Plowhawk, plus the ride in Illumina with the Plowing. That is coming up. We are looking forward to hanging out with you tonight at Hot Shots in South County, and we'll be doing that around 6:45. Our listeners are invited, and I think Jennings is going to have himself a nice evening, Doug. I think he's going to have a big, big evening.
He'll bring some socks.
I think he's bringing some socks. Ariana, thanks for coming out to St.
Thank
Charles.
you.
There she is, Ariana Marie. Follow her on Twitter at Ariana Marie XXX, and see her tonight at Hot Shots in South County, and see her feature dancing at Country Rocks in Sauget. Used to be PT's, now Country Rocks in Sauget. We'll take a break. Come back with Kelly Chase on the Blues and Lightning, brought to you by Petromart. That's next on the Ryan Kelly Morning After.